Good morning everyone, as always my name is Lazar and today we're going to be talking just a little bit about Anthem and I'm going to give you my first impressions on the demo version of the game. It's 9 AM and I'm coming off about 7 to 8 hours playing the game. However, I did not play alone, I had a couple of buddies that helped me test the game. Now this gives me a much better reference point just so I can see multiple points of view. That said, we had a lot of performance issues, but I have not seen any other YouTuber or publications mention these performance issues. For example, a GTX 970 could not run anything past medium with an i7 4790K and 16 gigs of RAM. A 1080 Ti could barely manage high, not even get close to ultra. And the goal here was 1080p at 60 FPS, we're not talking about anything fancy like 2 or 4K. So yes, the game was not very well optimized unfortunately, but again it's a demo version, right? I'm sure EA Games will let BioWare optimize it by okay, I could not say that with a straight face, but in any case, the last big complaint I have about Anthem outside of the terminal bugs which would cause the game to completely stop and you having to restart, and the sound bug which would also cause you to restart, and the flight controls with mouse and keyboard are completely terrible. It's obvious to see that they were optimized with a console in mind. Using a controller is a lot more satisfying when it comes to flying around the quote-unquote open world than it is with mouse and keyboard, and acceleration is a bitch and it's present, so there is that to take into account. But that's it, I'm done with my complaints. The good in Anthem was first and foremost the gameplay. The actual gunplay was absolutely fantastic, immensely satisfying as long as you have a stable frame rate. It's pretty easy to get sucked in and immersed into a boss fight and pay attention to everything that's going around, wipe a couple of times, learn the patterns, come back in and defeat the boss. Honestly, that was absolutely fantastic. There are big differences between the Javelins that you get access to. Unfortunately, in the demo version you get only to test 2, but the 2 that I tested felt completely different, which is a big deal. I was expecting it maybe for it to feel like a skin on top of what you already had, but that was not the case and I'm loving the Javelins so far. When it came to loot, I got upgrades almost each and every single mission that I did. Some of them you keep to use and some of them you're gonna be disassembling, salvaging to get some crafting components. Now this is a demo version, so we can't really dive too deep in the lore, the story, the universe that BioWare created for us, or anything like the crafting system and all whatnot. Once again, the gunplay was immensely satisfying, and in a game such as this that is essentially a third-person shooter, the gunplay is key. That said, there are a couple of other things which I do want to mention. The town hub felt like a bit of a ghost town to me. Now, they have all these animations and they appear that they're talking to one another, and I was expecting to get close to them and them to react or say something or say, hey, Vazdula, or I don't know, something. Unfortunately, they have no lip syncing going on. They seem to be talking to one another, but as soon as you get close, you realize they're actually androids. So we're back to Mass Effect Andromeda on that one. The whole world looks good from my subjective point of view, but unfortunately, once again, it doesn't look as good as to make an i7 4790K scream for mercy. Customization? Plenty of customization, and I love to see that the standard color palette is unlocked by default, and I hope the main game will have it as well, EA. So there is that, you get to customize your Javelins however you want. Not only can you change the color, but you can also change the material from something like leather to metal to make it shiny and so on and so forth. And that does matter in the long run, just for us to be able to customize our Javelins exactly the way we want them to look. And I believe, my friends, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna waste too much of your time. These are my first impressions on Anthem. I gotta ask though, what is the point of a demo? You cannot possibly judge a full release on a demo alone, that would simply be unethical and unfair. However, the point of a demo is to showcase a product, to present it to a potential customer, then afterwards pop the question, hey, this is what we got, would you pay 60 bucks for the full release? And I gotta say no, I'm sorry, Anthem simply didn't sell me on 60 bucks, maybe on 20, maybe on 30, maybe I'll wait until it's a bit better optimized. But for now, I'll give it a solid pass. As always, my name has been Lazar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. If you got any feedback for me, by all means, leave it in the comment section down below. I'm off. Bye guys. See you next time.